Hi, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. I'm very good day to you all. Okay, in this video, I will show you how to use a lookup table, which is the different input and output. Okay, this is the model that we have developed before this. Okay, whereas the population is influenced by the birth and the death. Okay, and the population as well is influenced by the density and the area. Okay, so the population divided by area, you will get the density will influence the depth. Okay, so due to not enough food, not enough place to stay, all people might be deaf. Okay, so these are very general, but the problem is, let's say if the density is 0, so is 0.1, the density is 0.1, it still have a place to stay, have a food to eat, but they're still going to be the deaf. That's why we need the lookup table to see whether the density, how much the density will influence the death of people deaf. For example, okay, with this model we can say that if we run this one, okay, we see the density here, so much from this table time. Okay, meaning that 0.1, 0.1, 0.01, 0.01, 0.02, all of these will influence the depth of people there. So it's unlogical because this one have some of the density. The density is too small and people can live happily, right, in some place. Okay, now that's why we use the lookup table to enhance this model, to improve this model, because we know that some of the density is not, let's say this one, 0.1 is only a few people living in a big place, so they might have some food to eat, they might have a place to stay, so it won't influence the death, right? All right, so change to this density from this one to there. We try to include another variable, which is the, let's say we say as capacity. Okay, so delete this one, right? So include another variable, which is let's say I put as a capacity. Okay, for density will go to the capacity and the capacity will go to the depth. Okay, so meaning that the density will give the bear in mind all the variable, the head of the arrow. Okay, arrow will influence density, will influence the capacity, or the density will give the value to the capacity and the capacity will give the value to the depth. Okay, it seems like density goes to the depth. Okay, but we want to say that at certain point of density, only at certain point of density will influence the depth. Before this, the density 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 all influence to the depth. So that's why we need the lookup table to say that at certain point of density, will only affect to the depth. Okay, so right, include the equation here. Okay, so the equation is they will take the density, okay, and the depth will be, because they have 3 capacity here, so capacity times depth rate times population, because this one is all in point form. We must times the population to get a real number. Okay, right. Second thing, we have to put the units here. Okay, now this one is people per month, this one is 1 per month, and this one is people. So people times the per month and equals to people per month. Okay, but this one also is equal, is times the capacity. Capacity times death rate times population, you will get the people per month. So how we want to get the people per month here? This one is dimensionless. Dimensionless meaning 1. Okay, so we take this one as a dimensionless. Okay, so this one is dimensionless. Going to give this one to the unit must be same. This one from dimensionless to dimensionless. So dimensionless giving to this one. Okay, so 1 per month times the people times the dimensionless will equals to people per month. If you want to check whether it's correct or not, so try to check the unit check. Okay, units are okay. So now here goes, like I said before, the density only at certain point of density will influence the depth. That's why I put here to be as a lookup table. Now how we going to say the lookup table? Okay, let's say, as I said this one, if the density is 0, so meaning that 0 people will be deaf. Okay, except for natural death, but we doesn't include that. Okay, at 0.8, for example, the people will be deaf is 0.05, for example, right? Okay, meaning that some 0.05 will be deaf if the density is too much. Okay, 0.9, let's say 0.1 people will be deaf. Okay, so if 1, so maybe we'll take 0.1 or 0.0, sorry, 0.15, for example. Okay, if 2, 1 point, because 2 is too crowded, you cannot squeeze it. Okay, too crowded is not enough food. So let's say we say that if 2, the density equals to 2, meaning that 1.1, 1.1, okay, easy for you to say it, meaning that 0.9 is okay, 2.1, sorry, 2.1, 4, 3.1, 5, 3.1, 4.1. Okay, so if the density is 0, it is equal to 0, 0.8, 0.05. The capacity will reduce to the depth 0.05, and these are the lookup table. Now, how are we going to put the lookup table into the model? Okay, now take the equation over here, click the capacity. Okay, you see this one is the types auxiliary and subtypes is normal, right? Now change into with lookup, not this one, okay, because this one also have a lookup, but you take this one is still auxiliary. We take the subtype with lookup, okay, and click as a graph over here. Now this one is input, this one in output. The input is the value of the density, while the output is how much the people will be deaf, and giving the output to the deaf over here. Okay, now we have create the table here, so just copy it, 0, 0, 0.8, okay, 0, 0, 0.8, 0.05, 0.9, 0.1, 9, 0.1, 1, 0.15, 1, 2, 1.1, 3, 2.1, 4, 4.1. Okay, let's say like this, for example. Okay, so click OK. Meaning that from this one, okay, if the capacity is 0.8, then 0.05 is the capacity, is the people will be deaf is 0.05, like this one. Okay, if 1, the capacity approaches to 1, so the capacity is 0.15, meaning that 0.15 will be deaf, because 0.015 will be multiplied with the population, the death rate. Hope you can understand this one. Okay, alright. So same as this one, I put again the zero density, low density, more space for people. So assuming that no people will be die. Okay, but if the approaches to 1, meaning that they have a high density, they have no food, not enough food, not enough so many things. Okay, the space becomes smaller to the people. Alright, now we try to run this one. See? Okay, now the capacity will depends on the density. You can see from the graph here, over here. Okay, and the death rate and the capacity will be same as density. Okay, alright. So if you want to see where how much is the birth and the death, click here, press your button shift key and click over here, see the graph over here. So you can see from this one, okay, the birth and the death. You can see from this one, okay, death is 0, from 0 to 25. It start increasing due to the due to density, and the due to density is too high. Okay, so hopefully you can understand this video and try to develop anything else using the lookup table. Okay, so in the next video I try to show another function of this variable. So thank you very much. Bye. Assalamualaikum.